Okay, so we're gonna need a wall today and a set of blocks. And we're gonna stand real close to the wall. Maybe your heels will walk back a little bit. You're gonna walk your shoulder blades down the back. Take the back of your shoulders to your to the wall. Yeah. And then tip your chin down and see if you can take the tip of your chin back so you can feel the back of your head against the wall. Yeah. And I want you to start to breathe. Take big, deep breaths in through your nose and out through your nose. And I want you to take the back of your pelvis back too. I want you to notice where that starts out. And inhale. Make sure you can feel the back of your ribs against that wall. And exhale. And inhale. Exhale, good. Now continue with that breath as I want you to just to step away from the wall first and notice how you're standing. Just step a little bit away from the wall and notice how you're standing with your shoulder blades back. Good. And now you're going to walk back just enough to stick your butt to the wall and walk your feet about 1.5 feet forward so that your feet are parallel and your knees are soft. Yeah. Now I want you to extend your arms forward with your palms facing toward each other. You can even use a block here. This is a great place for a block. And you can squeeze the block in your palms. Squeeze your block together. You're going to feel it in your chest. And then I want you to take your shoulder blades back towards the wall. And then take your shoulder blades off your back and extend your arms forward. Maybe come a little bit further down the wall. Take the top of your pelvis back as you take your shoulder blades back and forward. So this is a scapula cleansing, back and forward and back and forward. Really squeeze that block if you have it. Otherwise, imagine you're squeezing the block, moving with your breath. Good. Now take the shoulder blades back and with your knees soft, I want you to start to roll top of your pelvis, folding forward and release your hands toward the earth. Not to go anywhere in particular, but release your head and your neck and feel a nice stretch in your low back and breathe into that. Yeah, I love this part. Hope you do too. Yeah. Let gravity just lengthen your spine. Take another breath. Now I want you to press your feet down, feeling the inner edges of your feet just as grounded as your outer edges. I want you to really feel that in your feet. That's really important. And then start to roll one vertebra at a time, all the way up to the wall. Your knees are still soft. Good. Then you're going to take your arms to T, bend your elbows. Yeah. Good. And I want you to take your palms down and your palms up. And then you're going to take your arms forward. Shoulder blades come with them. Shoulder blades back. Come right into the goalpost arms. Take your forearms down. Take your forearms up. And into your arms forward. Like imagine you're squeezing that block with the shoulder blades away. And then hug them back. Arms out. Elbows. Take the arms forward, down, forearms down, forearms up. Last time, squeeze forward. Come back, shoulder blades back, elbows, shoulder blades to the earth, to the wall, come all the way up this time. And all the way down. Lengthen your legs long, and one last time, you're going to fold forward over these nice long legs. It's going to hurt for you today. Okay. And press your feet to the earth. Let gravity do its thing. This isn't, you're not pressing here, right? And then all the way back up. So I want you to roll your bum down the wall so you feel the back of your pelvis to the wall coming all the way up. And then walk your feet back and make your way onto the earth. I'm going to do this sideways so you can see me. You're gonna sit at the wall so that you're about a shin distance away, shin distance. So I want your knees about 90 degrees and your feet on the wall. Yeah, you might have to like set it up a little bit. Now I want you to press your feet into the wall and notice how you connect right to the inner thighs and your pelvic floor. Walk your shoulder blades together. And then you're going to extend your arms up here, feeling the shoulder blades come away from the earth, right? You're going to take them away from your spine and then take your shoulder blades back. Take your elbows out wide and then take your palms up so that your knuckles are reaching to the earth. You're going to feel that in your back, right? And we're going to do that one more time. Extend up. Getting the stickiness out of the shoulder blades. Take the shoulder blades back, elbows wide. Take your palms up, so it's what we just did. And release your arms beside you. Good. Okay, now pressing your feet into the wall. You're going to lift your hips, just lift just a little to start. Press your feet into the wall and get that resistance so that you can have it vibrate right into your inner thighs and into the pelvic floor. And then roll your spine back to the earth from the top down. Press your feet into the earth, to the wall, and lift your hips, squeeze, and all the way back down. And press up, lift up, and all the way back. And lift. And lower. Take two more just like that. Let's get into our pelvic floor, our hips. Yeah. And just when you think we're done, right? I want you to come onto the tiptoes of your right foot. You might have to slide a little closer and come up with your tiptoes and your tiptoes of the right. And then take your right heel back to the earth and then lift coming onto the tiptoes of your left foot. And lower. And lift. And lower. And just walking your feet, one tiptoe and then the other. And squeeze those glutes. You're going to feel it all the way up your leg from the back of your shin. Strengthening the shin muscles, which is really important because if they're tight, they break easy, right? Exhale. And inhale. And exhale. Last one right. Good. And last one left. Now, if you can, come onto the tiptoes of both your feet, lifting your bum and lower. Stay on your tiptoes and lift and lower. I know it looks easier than it really is. And lift. It's very challenging. If you need a break, please feel free to take one. And 6. Notice how we don't have to do as many. 5. And 4. Notice how slow I'm going. 3, you might feel some shaking. Good. And 2. Last one. Oh, yeah. And roll all the way back down. All right. Draw your right knee in towards your chest and roll your right ankle. Yeah, we haven't gotten into those yet, but we will. You know we will. Your hip flexors. And the opposite, take your left knee in and roll your ankle. Yeah. All right, now you might want to scoot a little bit closer to the wall because you're going to take your left leg up the wall and you're going to cross your right ankle over your left thigh so it's lower than your knee and open your right hip. And then you're going to slide. This is pigeon, your left foot down the wall until you get a nice deep stretch here. Now, this is really for the fascia. This is really good for your flexibility because it's Tuesday. That's really what we work on Monday and Tuesday. If you feel you can go deeper, you can take your left foot off the wall and hug your left shin, or you can grab the back of your left thigh. If you want to go a little deeper, you can slide your bum closer to the wall. And just get a nice stretch here and breathe into it. Flexing your right ankle and releasing your left. Oh, yeah. Yeah. And release. Maybe come a little closer, because now you're going to extend your right leg up the wall. Cross your left ankle over your right thigh, so it's a pigeon or called figure 4. And you're going to slide your right foot down the wall, and that might be enough for you. That might be as deep as you want to get, keeping your left thigh away from you. Or you can take your right knee towards you and grab your right shin, whatever feels good for you, right? But just get a nice deep stretch in your left hip here, however you choose to do it. You can flex your left ankle and release your right ankle and breathe into that. Oh, yeah. And all the way back. Taking your feet back to the earth, to the wall. Take your arms to T. And you're going to walk. So my knees are at 90 degrees. You might have to slide a little closer to the wall, ladies. Because now you're going to walk your feet, arc them over to the right. Right. And press your left foot into the wall. Notice how when you really use that resistance, you can feel it in your left hip. And I want you to keep your left hip reaching toward the wall and your rib cage rolling to the left, getting a deep, deep twist here. And breathe into that. Oh, I love this one. Hope you do too. Okay. And then walk back through center. Walking along the wall, and you're going to arch half circle. Your feet are going to walk in a half circle over to the left now. And your top right foot is going to press into the wall, and you're going to feel your right hip. And you're going to reach your right hip toward the wall and get a nice deep twist here. And breathe into that. Oh, yeah. Then take your right arm across your body to the left, making your way into a table pose, hands and knees. So I'm going to stay here so you can see me. All right. Make your way into cat and cow. Exhale and inhale. Your shoulders should feel pretty ready to go. But now we're going to get into our paraspinal muscles, our sense of balance, all that. You can even take a couple of hip circles here, getting any gas you feel in your knees, out of your knees. And then the other way. Remembering we're moving with the breath, moving with the breath. And come back to center. Now, I want you to extend your right leg back behind you. And you're going to take your right foot to the earth. So you might have to readjust your distance, because I want you to press your right foot into the wall. We didn't do this yesterday. And you're going to roll your right inner thigh up to the sky. Press it. You can even do this on a couch. Doesn't matter, because it's as high as your right hip. Your hip points are square. And maybe you can extend your left arm forward in a way you are not usually strong enough to do. But when you use this muscular energy, this resistance, it's going to give you more power. Lift your belly, lengthen your right leg so that your right heel presses into the earth, and take a breath or two here. Oh, yeah. Keep that pressure in the right heel. And then back to center. Now you're going to extend your left heel back behind you. Taking the left inner thigh up to the sky. And extend your right arm forward. Right shoulder back. Pressing your right heel into the earth, you're going to feel the power in your left inner thigh, your glute, your left glute, your paraspinal muscles, your core. And breathe into that. Good. So there's some balance in here too. Make sure your hip points are square. So you're gonna roll your left inner thigh up to the sky. Now we're gonna do right and left. Back to center. Right leg back, left arm forward, get a nice stretch, and back to center. And left arm, left leg, right arm, you know what to do, guys. And back to center. Notice if you feel like you're walking away from the wall, and you might have to take your hands further back so you can really get that resistance against the wall. Good. Take a few more, right and left. Good. And right and left. And right. Press it, press it, press it. And left. Make sure you're not walking your hands away because you'll come away from the wall. And right and left. Press it. Take the whole breath. Let's finish this one. And then we're going to take one more. And then right and left. Oh, yeah. And back to center. Let's make our way into a child pose. Again, getting a nice stretch here and breathe into that. Now coming back to center, you're going to step your left foot to the mat, and you're going to take your left hip pretty close to the wall. Your hip points are square, so that left outer hip is going to reach back, and you're going to have real nice square hip, square chest. Left thigh bone. I'm starting with the left. Now you're going to take your left arm in front of you with your palm against the wall or the window, whatever you're using. And you're going to take your right arm all the way up and back. Now, if you have a shoulder issue, you're going to bend your elbow when it gets behind you. Otherwise, maybe you can keep your left arm long. You'll see. And you're going to come all the way up and back. So I want you to slide it against the wall. Hopefully you don't have a mandala or a window. Back and front. Notice your range of motion. Even if you have a shoulder thing and you have to bend your elbow, that's where you want to find your edge, okay? And front. Keep your hip square, your shoulders square. Take it back. Use the resistance against your left hip and front. 2 more times, and left, back, and front. And last time back. Use that wall and front. Yeah, those muscles in the front of your shoulder don't get a lot of release. Now you're going to twist your torso forward. So your left waist is going to come forward, like you're watching me, right? Yeah. And you're going to take your arms against the wall. Yeah. Got that? Yeah. And you're going to take your right arm across to your left. And then you're going to open your right arm wide, keeping your left thigh bone back. Yeah, your left hip to the earth, to the wall. Exhale, close. Do you feel it in your hips yet? Inhale, open. Exhale, close. Inhale, shoulder blades are down your back. You're rolling your rib cage. You're getting lots of range of motion here. Let's take 2 more here. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. And inhale. Oh, yeah. Take your hands to the earth. Make your way back into a table pose away from the wall. And just notice how your left hip feels. Maybe taking some hip circles here, one way, or into child pose, and then the other. Yeah, wow, a wall class could be pretty challenging. All right, and we're going to come right back against the wall. This time I'm going to take my right hip, my right outer edge of my right foot, my right hip to the wall, right? And my right arm in front of me with the palm down. Now, those of you who have a little bit more limited rotation in your shoulder, you know to bend your elbow. So you're going to take your arm all the way up and you bend your elbow here if there's a shoulder issue. Maybe you'll come away from the wall a little bit more and come all the way up. Good. And back. And up. And back. Big stretch in the front of your right shoulder. And over. And up and over. Back. Let's take 2 more just like that. 1. You are going to feel this today, even though it doesn't feel like it's painful, which we don't want that anyway. And all the way back. Now you're going to open up your rib cage, keeping your right thigh bone back. See if you can readjust your right knee to be 90 degrees. Make sure your right knee is above your right ankle. Just check that out. Okay. Now, with your right hip, again, bum even against the wall, knuckles against the wall. Good. You're going to take your left arm over to the right, close it up, and then open it up, keeping your right thigh bone back. Yeah, open it up, shoulder blades tucked together. Inhale, and then exhale, close it up. Are you moving with your breath? It's the most important thing. Inhale, open it up. Exhale and close. Inhale and open. Exhale and close. Yeah. Let's take 2 more. Let's really get into that. Inhale. Do you feel your knuckles against the wall? And close. And we're going to take our last one. Inhale and open. Oh, yeah. And take your hands to the earth. Make your way through table and into a down dog. So you can have your heels on the earth or your heels up the wall, but just get into a nice down dog. Good. Inhale to plank. You're going to have to walk your hands slightly forward if you're in a short dog. I'm going to turn around so you can see me and back into dog. You don't have to do this. Inhale to plank and back into dog. Oh, yeah. Inhale to plank. Those shoulders nice and strong. Exhale to dog. Oh, yeah. Then lower your knees to the earth and grab your blocks. Extend your right leg forward, flexing your front left right ankle. And hands can be on blocks here. I really like blocks here if you can use them, right? Keeping your right outer hip back, soften your chest. Get a nice stretch here. Oh, yeah. All right, so now your lateral part of your hip is open. I want to get into the more anterior. So you're going to step into your right foot and reach your heart open, but you're going to get a nice little back bend here from the back of your heart, right? And all the way back. Look what you've done. It's already open. Exhale. Inhale. Okay, exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Get one really deep, really deep. I want you to feel in the back of your right leg, those hamstrings, right? Then stepping into your right foot. Make sure your right knee's at 90 degrees. Your left hand can be on a block or not. And then open it up. Big twist here. And then take your right hand to the earth and soften your elbows. Get deep in your hips. Oh, yeah. Inhale, open it up. Isn't it interesting? You can still feel the stretch there. There's still in there that needs to come out. Exhale, breathe into it though. The breath brings it fresh prana. Inhale. Rolling your rib cage. Exhale. Let's take one more really big one and very mindful. Exhale, soften your elbows deep to your hips. Lovely. And now you're going to take your hands to your blocks on either side of your front right foot. Curl your left toes under and lift up your left knee, lifting and lowering your hips, right? Yeah. Now you're going to step in your front right foot, bring your weight into your right foot. Use your core to step your left foot forward, coming into a forward fold. Release your head and your neck. Then step your right foot back, coming deep into that lunge. Yeah. And then lowering your right knee to the earth. Extend your left leg forward now. Flexing your left ankle, widening your left toes, left outer hip back, soften your chest, and breathe into that. Make sure you feel that edge in the back of your left leg. Flex your ankle, widen your toes, get all of it. Why be here if you're not going to be here, right? Then step into your left foot and scoop your heart forward. Good. Exhale back. Good. Inhale forward. Oh. Exhale back. Inhale forward. Oh. Let's take one more because it feels so good. Exhale back. Inhale forward. And then come back to center, stepping into your left foot, left knees at 90 degrees. Take your right hand wide on a block or on the earth. And then roll your rib cage so that you get a deep twist in your spine. Lean back. This is how we keep our spine nice and flexy, right? Exhale your left hand to the earth and soften your elbows. Just a little, maybe a lot, doesn't matter. Inhale, open it up. Exhale and soften. Inhale and open. Exhale and soften. Really deep. All right, we're going to take two more, and I want you to really feel it in your left hip, ladies. We're not going to do anything just to do it, right? This is all mindful and beneficial. So be here with me. This is the last one. Exhale into it. Good. Now you're going to take your blocks in front of beside your front left foot. Lift your right knee up. Lift and lower your hips. Good. Then stepping into your front left foot, you're going to use your core and step your right foot forward, coming deep into your hip flexors, right? Now you're going to sit deep in a chair, in a little chair. And now you're going to lengthen your legs and fold forward deep. Inhale and sit deep in a little chair. Your knees stay parallel so that your knees are always tracking over your second toe, ladies. That's really important. We're going to take two more just like that. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Okay. Exhale, forward fold. Press your feet down and circle your arms all the way up. Grab your left wrist and lift. Exhale to the right. Inhale back to center. Grab your right wrist and lift. Exhale over to the left. So good. And all the way back to center. All right, so I'm going to put my blocks to the side for now. And I want you to take your left hip, your left heel back to the floor. It doesn't have to do with your hips, it's your heel. So your left outer heel is against the wall. Your left toes are about 45 degrees away from the wall. We're coming into a warrior one, but with support. Then you press your outer left heel into the wall to square your hips forward. And you're going to feel a nice stretch here and come deep into a warrior one. You might have to step your front right foot a little further forward. Good, because your hips are saying, oh yeah, I can do that. And circle your arms up. keeping that connection to the wall, okay? Right outer hip back, arms up. And I want you to take your elbows to 90 degrees. Really press your forearms, not your upper arms, but your forearms back. And you're going to come forward. Press that left heel into the wall. Take your forearms toward each other. And then open up your palms and forearms back. Right hip back. Exhale. Good. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Last one. Exhale. Stay deep. Inhale, take your palms back, and now extend your arms up, keeping that extension in the left inner thigh all the way to the heel and into the wall. And come deep in your hips. Pretty impressive. Good. Now you're going to come right into Warrior Two simply by taking the entire outer edge of your left foot into the wall. So pretend my blacks are the wall. The whole outer edge of my left foot are against the wall. And I'm coming to Warrior Two. Your right toes are out to the right. Your rib cage is going to come to the left. And I want you to revolve that, but keep the outer left foot pressing against the wall and notice the support you get. Right. And then come back to center. And press the outer edge of your left foot to the wall. And back to center. One more time. Exhale. And back to center. Now you're going to take your right forearm to your right thigh, roll your right waist forward, have that outer edge of your left foot press into the wall so much that you can take the back of your head back, lift your right waist, and maybe extend your left arm wherever it can go. But keep the resistance in your outer left foot. It's really great. I hope you're feeling that greatness. And breathe into that. Oh yeah, deep hips. Now take your bum back like you're sitting back in a chair, bum back, and you're going to take your left arm towards the earth as you get into a triangle against the wall. So again, your left foot is against the wall, right? And maybe the back of your head will reach back, and maybe your shoulders will reach back. But because your left foot is against the wall, you have this connection, this muscular, energetic connection. You can breathe right into that. Now, if you want, you can come right on up. If you want, you can take your right hand to the earth or to your other block. And because you're against the wall, imagine I'm against the wall, you can use the wall to come up into your this pose. I remember what it's called in a moment. Yeah, but you're here. What the heck? All right, take your left hand to the earth, right foot to the left foot to the earth. Make your way into down dog. So now you're against the wall. Your feet are against the wall. Good. And then lower your knees and either make your way into a Chinese sit or into a child pose and connect our breath. Collect your breath. Make sure you have it in order. Notice how everything feels. Yeah. And now we're going to do the same on the other side, right? So make your way through dog. Dog is such a good pose. You can walk your dog. Lift your toes. Lift your heels. Walk your hands back. Come all the way up. Good. Shoulder blades down your back. All right, now you're going to take your right outer heel, the outer right heel of your right foot. Your foot's at 45 degrees, and you're going to step your left foot forward, coming into a warrior one, but not so far that you can't feel the resistance of your heel against the wall. So the wall's behind you right now, right? Yeah. Yeah, the outer heel's pressing. You can feel it, the energy coming up your leg, left outer hip back. Circle your arms up. And then just take your arms back down, elbows reaching behind you. Inhale, circle them up. And see if you can stay a little deeper in your warrior 2, warrior 1, but keep your right heel pressing against the wall. Exhale, use that muscular energy. Inhale. Oh, that pose was called half moon, now I remember. Oh my God. Inhale. Exhale, elbows behind you. One more time, inhale. Keep that energy of the right heel, right, against the wall. Now I want you to come into warrior 2 with the outer edge of your right foot against the wall. Okay, now you're in warrior 2. My right outer edge of my foot is pressing against the wall. And I'm getting really deep in my hips. Left thigh bone is back, it knows what to do. And you're gonna reverse. Oh yeah. And come back to center. And reverse it. Keep that energetically against the wall. And back to center. One more time, exhale. Back to center, stay deep. Now take your left forearm to your left thigh, lifting your left waist, but just having your outer edge against the wall gives you so much more stability to roll your left waist forward. You can even feel the muscles. And extend your right arm wherever your right arm goes. You should have lots of mobility there. And breathe into it, coming deep in your hips. Good. Now, take your right hand to your right hip. Soften both your knees as you lengthen both legs long, coming into your triangle. And imagine there's a wall behind you. Now, if you want, you can actually have the wall behind you in your triangle, if you want. Otherwise, stay where you're at. It doesn't matter. But I want you to feel the back of your head against the wall, your outer edge of your heel against the wall, wherever you're at. Breathe into that. No rush. Good. Then soften both your knees. If you want to take a block and you want to come into half moon, you can do it with the wall behind you, as I did before. Or just do it with your back heel against the wall. That's all you need to give you lots of stability and balance, of course. Oh, yum. Take another breath here, however you choose to do it. And then take your right foot beside your left, coming into your forward fold. Breathing deep into that, even shaking at your hips. And circle your arms all the way up. Bring your palms together to your heart center. And release. Good. All right, I'm going to get into some core work today, but let's get back into our hips a little bit. Let's get into a little squat. However your squat is, taking your elbows inside your thigh bones, your elbows wide, your thigh bones in, hugging them together, and breathing into that. Oh yeah, so good. Take your feet to the, not your feet, your hands to the earth. Press your hands down to come up into your forward fold. And all the way up. All the way up. And palms together. All right, you're going to come back to the wall. I really like the wall. And you're going to take your hands to the wall with your first fingers up. And imagine your fingers are stuck on the wall like those sticky things, and they're trying to open up jars in opposite directions from each other. So you're going to feel a waking up in your rhomboids and your rear delts. Okay? Yeah. Your hands are about as high as your shoulders, no higher. I don't know if this is better. Maybe this is better. Maybe this is better. Okay. So no higher than your shoulders. You're going to walk back just a little bit. Press your fingerprints to the wall, widen them. And then you're just going to lift your palms and reach your heels of your palms back to the wall. Okay? Lift your palms. And exhale, release. Lift your palms. Notice how that goes all the way up your arms. Lift your palms. And you release. Okay, now listen carefully. Now you're going to reach your chest towards the earth, towards the wall. Your elbows are at a diagonal and go back behind you and press back. The further back you go with your feet, the deeper you'll get in this. But this is a very safe way to get into your chest. You know, push-ups are not always so great for us. They torque your shoulders. But here you have your shoulders engaged and you press, and you're in charge of the distance from the wall, and you're going to go slow, right? You're here for the whole thing, and you're going to press forward and slow and press forward. Now, I'm going to make it a little deeper if you want. You can come onto your tiptoes and maybe walk your feet a little further back. And we're going to take the last 8 either here or where you just were. You decide. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Last one. Oh yeah. I'm hoping you feel your shoulders are really ready. And release. And just roll your wrists. Yeah. A nice roll there. Right. Okay. While we're here, you're going to take your back to the wall to roll your wrists. And you're going to walk your feet a little further forward. Now, you can take your knees as far as 90 degrees. No further, obviously, or less, depending on what feels right for you. Make sure the top of your pelvis is back. It's not a flat low back, but it's a top of the pelvis back engagement in your core. And we're going to get into your quads just a little bit. And you can continue to roll your wrists here. Continue to breathe. Come on to the tiptoes of your right foot. And then the tiptoes of your left. It's a very deep stretch there. Right and left. Or you can just stay in that pose, getting into your quads at any angle less than 90 degrees. Right and left and right and left. Maybe both your heels off the earth and breathe into it. Back of your head back. Oh yeah, you guys are so strong. Good. Take your heels back to the floor. Lift, lengthen your legs, and you know how to drape. This is called the drape. We did this before at the beginning. Fold forward and release your head and your neck. Good. Then come all the way up, one vertebra at a time. Walk your hands back and circle your hips. Oh yeah. Every part of our body nice and juicy. We're going to do one more set of push-ups, one more set of sit at the wall. So because this is your last set and you're already kind of cooked up, you might want to stay a little closer to the wall, and that's fine. But make sure your first fingers are aiming up to the sky, your fingertips are grounded, and you're rolling them away from one another like you're opening up jars. And then walk the distance you care to walk. And then come into last 10, 9. Remember, you can always come on your tiptoes. You can walk further back or closer. 8. Use your core. 7, 6, 5. So you should never need a break, because if it gets too much, you just walk closer. 4, but you keep those engagements, the engagement along your core, your shoulders, your upper back. 3 and 2. Lower and 1. Yes. All the way back and roll just kind of roll them out. Yeah. All right, guys, this is the last sit at the wall, I promise. Keep your feet hip width apart. Knees are forward. Find your angle. Now, it might be a lot less than 90 degrees. That's great. You want to get into those quads. Quads get tight when we walk, when we sit, and we want to just keep them nice and connected. And you can stay right here and breathe into it, or you can play in it with your heels if you like, if this works for you. Yeah. One heel and then the other, and maybe both. And or hold it up, or hold the heels down. But find a nice calm breath with the back of your pelvis back. Nothing to it, right? Nice and strong. Good. And all the way, lengthen your legs. And let's get that stretch. Nice stretch in the hammies. Yeah. And then come all the way up, one vertebra at a time. Walking your feet back, standing tall. Now I want you to stand sideways to the wall. Take your right arm to the wall. That's my right side, so it doesn't matter which one. Feet are hip width apart, hip points are square. And you're gonna lift your left arm over to the right and get a big stretch. Maybe you can press the wall, reaching your left hip out to the left and breathe into that. Yeah. Good. And back through center. And then the other way. Left hand to the wall. I'm just going to do it this way and reach over. So your right hip is out to the right. Your right hand is reaching towards the wall or on the wall. Use the wall for resistance to really lengthen your spine. Get into the obliques. Yeah. And then all the way back to center. And now we're really coming back to the earth. So you can come in through your yoga squat once again, or you can just come to seated on the earth, because that's where we're going. Get a nice stretch in your low back, your hips. Everything's been woke up today. All right. And all the way onto your bum. Oh, now we're going to end with our legs up the wall. So until we do, I want you to take your feet to the wall and your knees are at 90 degrees and they're right above your hips. So imagine my feet are on the wall. Yeah. You're going to take your arms up over your head and just lift your chest so that you take your low ribs closer to your pelvis and then come all the way back. And just, it's a little movement in your core. Now, if you want to take your hands behind your head, you can do that. But notice how having that wall there really gives you lots of resistance right into the pelvic floor. It gives you that little extra. And inhale. And exhale. Inhale. Good. Exhale. Inhale. Make sure your elbows are wide. You're just holding onto your neck. And you might not get that high. It doesn't matter. Imagine again that you're just squeezing your low ribs to the pelvis. Now let's do 8 more. And 8. This might be really hard because we already did some core work on our hands and knees. 3 or 7, sorry. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, last one. and release. Then draw your knees to your chest and roll your ankles. And maybe you'll roll your knees away from each other. All right. I'm going to do one more thing for our core before we stretch it all out. So you're going to take your feet to the wall. I'm going to try to do this with you. But you're going to have your feet at the base of the wall. And you're going to take your bum back a little bit more. There's a little triangle if you use the floor as the base and your knees. And you're going to take your arms forward, or you can hold on to the back of your thighs. And you're going to roll the top of your pelvis back and come all the way up. Now, the purpose of the wall is to give you that resistance forward. Notice how difficult that gets, to press into your toes into the wall. So come back and forward. Now, if you want to take your arms forward, you can do that. Top of the pelvis back. You can even lift your arms up. So you get it coming all the way up onto your sit bones and all the way up. And back and up and back and up. Okay. Let's just do about 4 more. 4, 3, and 2. Good. Last one. Oh yeah, so good. Now cross your shins and sit up tall. And just come forward. Just notice if you have any tightness in your hips or where it is. Yeah, get a nice stretch in your low back while you're at it. If you feel really deep here. And breathe into that. Good. Now press your thigh bones down to come all the way up. And we're going to come back to the wall. One more time. Taking your feet to the wall. Arms either forward or behind your thigh bones. You can roll down and roll up. But maybe you lift your arms up this time. We're just going to do 8 and 7. Keep pressing the wall away from you. It's going to get you. You'll notice when you really press into the wall, your toes into the wall, how much more resistance you get. 5, 4, 3, 2. Last one. Oh my gosh, you guys did amazing. And you're going to come onto your back. Once again, shin distance from the wall. So you need, when you put your feet up on the wall, your shins are parallel to the earth, your knees are at 90 degrees. So you might have to scoot a little bit. Oh yeah, once again, cross your right ankle over your left thigh, opening up your right hip. Get a nice stretch here. And this time you can take your left knee, just like you did before, towards your chest. If you want, if you're close enough to the wall, you can use the wall. And this is how you use the wall here. You come closer and you slide your left foot down, and that gives you a nice deep stretch here too. So however you choose to do it, it's really good. But I want that stretching your right hip. And breathe into that. Lower your chin, please. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And take your feet back to the wall. Cross your left ankle over your right thigh. Open it up. And you can scoot closer to the wall, or you can grab your right shin or your right thigh bone. That's all good. Good boy. I don't know where the time goes when we're together, guys. Get a nice stretch here. Oh, yeah. Take your feet back to the wall, your arms to T. Walk your feet in an arc to the right. This is our last twist, over to the right, pressing your top left foot to the wall and rolling your left hip away from your left shoulder, rolling your rib cage to the left. Get that resistance from the wall. Oh yeah. Imagine you're actually lengthening your spine. And the breath brings you the prana, the fresh water, the fresh liquid to do that. Yeah. Then all the way back through center and to the left, walking your feet in an arc, half circle. Now you're going to step your right foot to the wall, roll your rib cage to the right, keep your right hip forward, and breathe into that. Down. Find your breath. Now we're going to end with legs up the wall pose. I love that. It's very, 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 very therapeutic, ladies. So if you can scoot your bum a little closer to the wall, and then extend your legs up the wall. So you almost feel your sit bones, or you do feel your sit bones against the wall with your legs up the wall. And just release your legs up the wall. Take your arms beside you, palms up. Take a big inhale through your nose. Exhale through your mouth. And imagine the prana, the blood flow reversing in your legs, your upper body, your skull, your arm bones are dead weight into the earth. And take just a 2-minute rest. Take rest. Start rolling your wrists and your ankles. Yeah, all the way up the wall there. Draw your knees to your chest and walk your feet to your right side. And just be there against the wall for a moment. And then sit up so that maybe your spine is against the wall. Yeah. Sitting up really tall. Take your hands, your palms in front of your heart. lifting your chest, knowing your strength, knowing your light, knowing your flexibility, right? The light in me honors that light in you. Namaste. Oh, let me stop the recording.